Hey guys, it's Lori here at Lore Stitches on YouTube and also at Lore Stitches over on Instagram. I think we're here today for Flosstube number 33, I think. Hi guys, so welcome if you're new here. This is a channel where I talk about my cross stitching. I also may mention life stuff. I do gardening and reading, but I don't do like book reviews on here. I don't really show many plants or anything like that on here. So mostly about my cross stitching, but I may chit chat about the other stuff. If you're a returning viewer, thanks for coming back and watching. Hopefully you'll find something that you like. I have quite a few starts this month, so let's get into things. First of all, I owed you guys a floss tube last weekend and I didn't get it done. And I was trying to remember why that was. And it turns out that my brother came last weekend. He used to live like 20 minutes away from me. And I love that. But they moved closer to his wife's family. So they've moved like 2.5 hours away, which really sucks. So anyway, he had texted me Wednesday or Thursday and he was like, "Hey, are you guys doing anything this weekend?" And I said, really the only plans we have is we're going to take a chainsaw down to the woods and cut some trees because we've had several trees fall and we need to get them cut up and stacked for firewood. And so he said, "Hey, I'll bring my chainsaw and I'm going to come help. So we're going to come out that way." So I said, okay. He was supposed to come Friday. So then all last week in the evenings after work, my husband and I were trying to clean up, and stuff. Actually, my husband cleaned up more than I did. I had some rough days last week. And so I just was like a zombie. But then Friday night I was trying to help, clean up everything. And it turned out he didn't come Friday like he thought he was going to. He ended up coming Saturday. So I said, well, hey, we're going to be down in the woods. So, you know where to find us. So anyway, we have, I want to say 8 trees down in the woods. And that's just over the last few years. They've fallen during storms and things. And so we had, it might be more than 8 actually. We have a tiny little creek / irrigation creek in the back of our property, and there's trees all around it. And we mow down in between all the trees because they're wide. They're not like a whole bunch of tight trees we can't get through. There's like little clumps of them. And so we mow it down and we're able to walk all back through there, and it's really cool. And so some of the trees have fallen across the little creek. Some of the trees fell across where we usually mow, so my husband hasn't been able to mow. And some of them fell out towards our field because behind our house we have a huge field, and then we've got the trees and like the woods and the creek in the very back of the property. And then 2 of them fell crisscrossed into other live trees. So they're still standing up, but off of where the stump is and totally dead. And so we knew we'd have to take the tractor and a chain and like pull them down flat so that we could saw them up. So my husband and I had planned last Saturday to get that done. So he ended up cutting up 2 of the trees that were laying across the pathway so he could mow back there. And I started with the big brush pile. Let me show you a picture of that, by the way. So I started a bonfire, as you can see. There was no burn ban for us that day. There was no wind. So I was able to get some of that burned down. Some of it was like an old wooden picnic table we had since before the 4th of July. There was some fireworks boxes from when we lit things off at the 4th of July down there. And then a lot of branches from trees we've cut down, or just, trees grow up inside the evergreens here, especially the white mulberries, because these birds crap mulberry seeds everywhere. It's so invasive. And so every time I see one, I want it down. Like I just cut it down. In fact, we did some of that this morning, which is why I look like a mess. Anyway, so we've got a lot of branches and stuff. We had an old willow tree that came down in the front. So that some of that was there. So we needed to get it burned. So I was burning and pulling branches into the fire. And my husband was sawing the trees. We had our dog down with us. One of our dogs, Lila. And we were having a good old time. And then my husband did hook up the chain to the tree. So the trees were crossed like this, right up in the branches. And we pulled this one down. So he hooked a chain to the bottom of it, pulled it right down. It laid beautifully right flat on the ground. He was able to chop it all up. We stacked that. And then right as we're hooking the chain around this other tree here, my brother showed up with his wife and my niece. And So So we chit-chatted for a little bit, and then my brother, my sister-in-law, my niece, and I are standing way back, all in a row, and my husband started pulling the tree down. So it's laying like this, hooked up in another tree up here, so it's kind of caught between two branches of a live tree up here. And when he started pulling it, it started coming up off the ground, and it was stuck. So it wasn't laying down flat like the other one was. It was stuck. So it was sitting like this, and it was stuck. And he pulled, and he let it go a little bit, and pulled, and it was coming a little bit, but just a little bit at a time, right? Like this. And then this bottom part snapped off. It snapped off. And then it somehow sent this tree flying this way. I don't know how. It was like a boomerang or something. And it is coming right for my husband in the tractor. And I'm sure I yelled, screamed maybe, if there was video of it. Like, I probably said something. I don't know. But it was like slow motion like this towards my husband. And my brother yelled, "Get out!" And I'm sure I yelled something. I just don't know what it was. Could have been anything. And my husband sat there. He sat there for a long time because he was trying to figure out which way is it going, because which way am I going to jump, right? And so finally, my brother yelled, "Get out," when it was like on its way down, and he jumped this way. And I swear that man jumped 10 yards. He used to be in track in high school, but he's 55 years old now, guys. And I, in 21 years of marriage, have not seen him jump like that. And he jumped and rolled, and I was just like, oh my gosh. I have pictures. I have pictures of this. Part of that tree is sitting in the seat of the tractor, and then part of it broke over the hood of the tractor and landed to the right side, and there's like two sharp tree stumps pointing towards the tractor. I will show you pictures and a small little video. For you saying you're old all day, you sure did jump out of there pretty quick. I'll tell you what, wait till the drilling stops, and we'll see how sore you are. Ice in the knee. Oh my gosh. Ice and some whiskey. Oh my gosh. Seriously, I think that man could have died. Oh gosh. Yeah, he was really sore Saturday night. He was sore. And he was kind of moving around like a little old man, like just, oh, it hurts. And he took Tylenol, he took ibuprofen, that poor guy. But thank God nothing happened. And he says to me afterwards, he goes, when you ran up to the house, because I think I ran up to get something to drink or eat or something. Because when you ran up to the house, I almost pulled this down while you were gone. Thank God he did not do that, because I could have walked back to have seen all that. So everything's fine. We're fine. We got 4 of the trees cut up, firewood all cut up. We don't have it like cut from the, you like cut it up more for firewood. So we don't have that yet, but we got a lot of our brush pile burned down, which is good. And, it was a good hard work that day. And my brother had brought his chainsaw, so he helped us get it all done. So it was nice. Anyway, so that's why I did not get you a video last weekend. So anyway, also I broke a tooth last week, and I am 1,000,000% terrified of the dentist. And I know it's illogical. I know it's irrational. I tell myself it's stupid. There's nothing I could do about it. Like, I had a dentist yell at me when I was 18 because he was drilling a cavity, or drilling for a filling, I guess, and the anesthesia wore off. I think I metabolize anesthesia fast. And I was trying to tell him that while he's drilling, and he yelled at me and told me, "Don't you move, this thing moves 3,000 RPMs. I mean, I remember that. And so for 11 years after that, I did not go back to the dentist. And then I went because something happened, and went for a little while and then stopped going again. And so now it's been like 6 or 7 years since I've been back, and I broke this tooth. And this Tuesday I had to go have them look at that, and I was terrified, and I was like shaking, and I kept like holding my hands like this, and I was tearing up in the lobby. It's so dumb. I work in healthcare. I am a nurse practitioner. I know that they're going to numb me, that even if the numbness wears off, I can tell them, and they'll do it again or whatever. But it's it's irrational, right? That's what anxiety is. It's like an irrational fear. And so if you have that, everybody gets it. So it's whatever. It's not anything that you can control at times. A lot of people don't understand that, but it's terrible. So I got to go back for a crown a week from Tuesday. Oh, I'm going to be bad that day. I asked them about sedation. I was like, I will pay extra for it. Just knock me out. Like, I don't want to be conscious during it, but they'll do like conscious sedation or something like that. And so the last time I had to do that, my mom drove me. My mom passed away 4.5 years ago. So I texted my aunts and said, hey, I might need to have this procedure, and if they give me some sedation, I may need someone to drive me. So would you guys be willing? And of course, one aunt is like, road trip. And then my other aunt is like, it's going to take both of us because one of us has to drive and one of us has to video. And I'm like, oh, this is my family. So they've always been like that. If you're not teased, you're not loved. That's what I always say in my family. So when my kids get mad because I'm teasing them, I always say that. If you're not teased, you're not loved. Anyway, let's get to the stitching. I'm sorry, 10 minutes in and I'm just... Anyway. All right. So let's first talk about... Oh, my cat is on my WIPGO project from... You're going to have to move, Taryn. Do you hear him? He's mad at me. All right, so if you guys remember last time we talked, Jack's Bash was my WIPGO project from October. This is what it will look like when it's done. Sorry for the glare. I had part of this flower done, and my goal was to get the flower and the house done. So I did indeed get that finished. So that's what that looks like, and it's done now. So yeah. Check for October's WIPGO. I have completed every WIPGO in time this whole entire year. That's the first year probably, and I've played it probably since 20... I could tell you exactly, it's on my phone, but 2020 maybe. So anyway, check on that. So that one's done. And then on the 24th or 25th, she generally calls next month's numbers. So she called numbers 14 and 16, which means there's only 2 left on the board. So this month we have Santa Squeezes, which is this quote from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, which is my husband's absolute favorite Christmas movie. And I believe I am down to here with a little bit of this border done. And I want to say that my goal is to finish down the chimney tonight. Down that chimney tonight. So, and I'm just doing it on white Aida with red. Yep, that's where I am. Helps if I get that stuff off of there. So, that's where I start at. This one will take me a little bit to do this month. But that'll be fun to work on. The second WIPGO project that was called is Spooky Countdown by Primitive Hare. This is a little bit blurry because I printed it online, but that's what it's supposed to look like. It's like a calendar for October. And I have the top border done and 8 of the boxes done. So this is where it is now. So I'm going to finish the next 4 boxes in that second row, and so then the second row will be completely done. That's my WIPGO goal for this one, and I know that's my WIPGO goal for this one. I can't even remember what those boxes are, but should be good. So that you'll see some progress, hopefully, in the next one on those. And then let's talk about Daily 30. We started at the beginning of the year with Daily 30, and we just decided to keep going with it. So last month's daily 30 was Lady of the Flag, and that was in September. So this month, because I'm so behind on my 50 before 50 stitching, I decided that I would try to get 100 stitches in either on a new start or one of my daily 50 pieces. So that's what I have done. So let me see here, because I have my list of 50 before 50 here. The last one that I showed you that I had started in the last video was It's Your Meds. If you're happy and you know it, It's Your Meds. I started that one on October 5th. So the next one I started was Gaia the Earth Goddess. And I think I even actually talked about that in my last video, that I had pulled everything and was going to start it. So let me show you a picture. This is Bella Filipina, Gaia the Earth Goddess. And I mean, I didn't get much done. It doesn't look like much of anything. So this is what it looks like. It's just a stripe of the greenish yellowy colors. I don't even know which way's up. Actually, I think this way is up. I'm pretty sure that's the way it goes. So it was a couple hundred stitches I think I did on that one. So that was started on October 8th. So that was my daily 30 that day. And then on October 9th, I started Blackbird Designs Casting a Spell. I would love to pick up this box. And they say in here that it's from Hobby Lobby, I think. Anyway. And I think that I told you guys last time that I had ordered a piece of Picture This Plus Legacy and couldn't remember what it was for. It was for this piece. I remembered it. So this is on Picture This Plus Legacy. And I got one of these little things started. So I think it's on this one up here in the middle. It looks like it. I just haven't done, yeah, I haven't done the color in the middle. So anyway, it was a couple hundred stitches, I think, on that. So I think I probably worked on this for 2 days. So that was start number 26 on October 9th. Start number 27 was Dreaming of Sunflowers. So this is Rosewood Manor. And I got it in my sunflower bag from Pinky Promises. So Dreaming of Sunflowers will look like this. And this is on BeStitchMe Garden Party. I started this on, where is it? 10/12. And this is where I'm at. So, not too far, but anytime I do a start, I always make sure to get at least 100 stitches on it. So all of these are more than 100 stitches. Some of them are a couple hundred stitches because I did them for more than one day. So that was start number 27. Sounds like my husband's vacuuming. Okay, start number 28 was the Edgar Allan Poe tree. So this is by Tiny Modernist, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So the Edgar Allan Poe tree, I love this. And I am stitching this on a fabric called Rock Biter from Night Stalker's Calling. And I just have one of the ravens started at the bottom. Not much, but I started that on 10/13. So this was my start the next day after the sunflowers. Okay, so that was start number 28 out of 50. Number 29 out of 50 was Snow Queen by Mirabilia. So, I'm sure you all know what this looks like. She's pretty. I usually start upper right, but I started down here in this part of her dress because I bought this fabric called Snowy Christmas Trees. You can probably see it back here. So it's got these Christmas tree scene on it, and I wanted the bottom of her dress to sit right here where it was on the ground. So I'm really super close to the bottom of this fabric here, but I counted to make sure that it would fit okay, because it goes down just a little bit more right here. I'll still be fine. But I wanted her to sit like right here by this big tree in the front. So this is several hundred stitches. I'm sure it's over 200. And I started her on October 15th. So that is Snow Queen. This is the first time I've used a Nerge. And I got the purple one, of course. So I really like it. It keeps things pretty tight. This fabric is a fat half, so it is huge. And this is the second fabric of Cross Stitchery Express that I've worked on. My first one is the We the People fabric on Lady of the Flag Blue conversion. And it's not, I don't think it's a Lugana, but so it's a printed fabric. It's not dyed. The holes are so even and nice. Like, I don't even hardly have to look at it. It's so nice. So I have another one of theirs too for one of Nora's witches. And it's got like a moon, a full moon. And the witch is on a broom. And so I want to put it riding across the broom, or across the moon. So anyway, so 300 stitches on this. Something like that. I need to probably put it up, but I don't want to. I still had it on my Lowry even. Okay, and then I was going to start Moonlight Sampler. Realized that the Frost fabric from BeStitchMe, that is Lugana, that I want it on, was going to be too small. A fat quarter is too small for 28 count. I did yank out what I had done and tried to stitch it over one. I could not tolerate that. Like, I would need the magnifier from here and then my glasses on top of that because I am getting old, and I just said, nope, not going to. I would rather buy a fat half of fabric and stitch it over two. And I could even do 32. It doesn't matter to me. I just am not going to do over one on that. So it would make me unhappy, and I know I wouldn't stitch on it. So I've got to do what makes me happier. So I need to order that. And then I was so excited because she did a blues sale one weekend in October. I think it was last weekend. And I was like, yes, I'm going to get it. Totally forgot to get it. So I still have to order a fat half. And then I'll probably just order some other things that I want, because she has the color called, I think it's Wild Bouquet, and it is so stunning. I don't even know what I would put on that yet, because it's like 3 or 4 colors. Don't you bite my toes, cat. But it's so pretty. So I've been looking at a couple of the colors on there. Anyway, so I was going to start that one. Also, the Vanity Sampler, I have to restart, because I think if you remember the last video, when I looked at it, I was like, oh gosh, I hope I didn't do it the wrong way. I did. I sure did. So I'm going to have to frog that for the second time and restart it. So awesome. Okay, number 30 I did was the dance chart. Okay. This is on just white Aida. So, oh, sorry, Taryn jumped up on the table and it rolled. Dance like no one is watching. And then over here it says chart like it may one day be read aloud in a deposition. So, healthcare, sense of humor. But I did start that one. I got a couple hundred stitches on this one too, I think. I started that one on October 22nd. So there's kind of a big gap in there where I didn't do much. Don't knock my pen down. So that's it so far for my 50 before 50. However, I have to try to get 4 more in this weekend. We'll see if that happens. Oh my gosh. I got behind because I think when I figured it out, I needed to do like between 4 and 5 per month to get me 50 before 50 in a year. And so I'm on number 30. I've got 20 more to go, but there's only 4 months left until my birthday month. And so I need to do 4 in November, 4 in December, 4 in January, and 4 before my birthday in February, which is towards the end. So that's 16. And I've got 20 to go. So I need to knock out 4 more starts this weekend. And of course, I'm telling my friend Brandy this, and I'm like, oh, I got to do 4 more starts. I would love to do more than 4 more starts, but I don't know that I will have that in me because I just basically have this weekend and Tuesday's my day off, but I have a couple of appointments that day. So we'll see. I am definitely starting a Tolkien piece. I was going to start Tolkien quotes, which I have saved as a PDF chart, and it's just black. So I was going to do that because I can pull black. I have 310, no problem. But then I also have one called Middle Earth Meal Times that I would also like to start. So I don't know which one I'll actually start, but it will be one of those, and I intend to start that today. So I'm going to have to find me a piece of fabric and get that one started today. Then at least I will have only 3 more to go. I have several on my list here still. So one of them is Tolkien quotes. One is Sleepy Hollow from Liz Matthews. One is The Greenhouse from Cottage Garden Samplings. I also have Butterfly Cloche from Hello from Liz Matthews on here. And then I've got a bunch of small ones. So the Primitive Hare freebies for the Celtic seasons I've got on here. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those that I could start. The Moonlight Sampler I still need to start, but I've got to order fabric for that. So that one's going to take some time. And then I have a bunch of blank spaces because I left some blanks down here. But I do have some over here that are not on this list that I could start. It's just I've got a kit and I hate kitting. Hi, Taryn. Hi, baby. Hi. You're such a pretty kitty. For those of you who remember this kitten that we got in April, he's rubbing against the microphone. He's a Black Smoke Maine Coon, and he just turned 9 months old, and he's a big boy. He's a big boy. Hi, baby. Is it snuggle time? Yeah? Yeah. It's nappy nap time, huh? Yeah. So, he likes to come in around 9 and get his snuggles, and then, I don't know what time it is now, probably around 2 or 3, probably around 2. You're purring so loud. Can they hear you purring? I don't know if you could hear that or not. He's like, what are you doing? Anyway, the only haul I have is just my BeStitchMe fabric of the month. It's called Through the Stones. It's kind of a gray-green sort of a color. So I will definitely find something for that to go on. But that's the only haul I have. I still need to order that frost fabric. Don't you bite me. I know you want attentions. I know you do. Your face is the cutest ever. So yeah, that's about all I have for today. Hopefully I will get those last 4 started for my 50 before 50. And if I'm even better at starts, maybe I'll get more than that and be ahead of the game. Wouldn't that be so awesome? That would be so awesome. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do now is pull out something, maybe watch a scary movie because Halloween is Thursday and it's scary time. My husband hates scary movies. So I'll just stay down here and turn on the TV and watch something scary and snuggle with my kitty. Snuggle with my kitty. He's such a good boy. Eva's, oh, all that hair. Eva is not in here, and Sugar's not in here. But this guy is, he is my buddy. Oh, I just love him so much. I mean, I love Eva too, and I love Sugar too, don't get me wrong. But when they are snuggly, like that's the best. That's the best cat, is when they're snuggly. All right, I need to get going here so I can get started. Okay, so thanks for everybody. If you're sticking around this long, I appreciate you watching. I hope you found something that you liked. Next year, I'm not going to say I'm not going to start anything, because I know myself and I know that I will. But it's going to be a big goal to finish a lot of these smaller pieces, or because adding 50 more to, I think I had 28-ish going. So that means I'll have around 80 whips next year. So I'm going to need to whittle that down a lot. So next year, hopefully, it'll be the year of progress. And I think I may have already mentioned this. I'm going to make the guide, which is my Heaven and Earth Designs piece, which actually you'll see in December because it hasn't been called on WIPGO yet. And Night's Watch Oath from the Game of Thrones and the guide are the last two. I'm looking under the table because I can see my WIPGO board over there. So you'll definitely see that one in December when I have to put 1,000 stitches on it. But I think I'm going to make that one of my focus pieces next year. So you'll be seeing that one quite a bit next year, and it's a Heaven and Earth Designs piece. So full coverage, and but I need to get it done. It's my oldest piece. It started in 2004. I started it for the best man in our wedding. So that'll be 21 years next year. I need to get it done. Yeah, so that's going to be one of my focus pieces for next year. So we'll have to see. Maybe when I do a whip parade at the end of the year, you'll have to help me figure a second focus piece, because I think I did really good this year on alternating between the Wizard and Lady of the Flag back and forth, and that really helped me knock out a whole bunch of stitches on those projects. So I'm hoping Lady of the Flag will come back out. I know it will come back out in November, so it'll be my daily 30 for November, and I'm hoping that it will be finished in November. That would be so nice. So we shall see. Hopefully I'll see you guys then in 2 more weeks. And I hope you all have great stitchy moments over the next couple of weeks and get lots of stuff done. And we will see you in the next one. Bye.